2,600 steak dinners have been prepared, and President Kennedy is going to select his steak at random. Now, folks, straight ahead of us, the building, that is the former Texas School Book Depository. We're going to take a left-hand turn as the motorcade did right here on Elm Street. When we make that turn, look up to the corner 6th floor window. Folks, this would be the last left-hand turn of President Kennedy's life. He just doesn't know it yet.
It's the second window from the top on the right side. The window has a box in it. And what's in that box is a camera. And if you go to earthcam or cam.com and look up Dealey Plaza, it has a camera view onto the plaza right here in the corner. It has a little bit of a delay, so if you stand down here with your phone and wait till it gets you, you can screenshot it on your phone, and then you got a picture of yourself standing down here like what Oswald was looking at. Kinda cool.
Kinda cool.
And up ahead on the right is the infamous grassy knoll and picket fence. And right here is where the shots rang out.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade group. Something I repeat has happened in the motorcade group. There's human people, the hero, alongside Elm Street, there by the Simmons Freeway. Several police officers are searching up the hill at this time. Stand by just a moment, please. Something has happened in the motorcade group. Stand by, please. Parkland Hospital, there has been a shooting. Parkland Hospital has been advised to stand by for a severe gunshot wound. I repeat, a shooting in the motorcade in the downtown area.
The president of motorcade picks up speed and rushes President Kennedy to Parkland Hospital, 3.5 miles north of 35 in that direction. Dealey Plaza is now in confusion and chaos. The police storm up the Texas School Book Depository building because witnesses have seen a shooter up on the 6th floor. The police search the building floor by floor, and the patrolman, Marion Baker, he sees a white male in the lunchroom on the 2nd floor, and that white male is very calm. The superintendent for this Texas School Book Depository tells Dallas police, that man standing there, he's okay. He's an employee. The name of that employee is Lee Harvey Oswald. The president was shot at 12:30 p.m. And at 12:33 p.m., just 3 minutes after, Lee Harvey Oswald exits the building of the School Book Depository and he boards a city bus. He doesn't ride this city bus long. It gets caught up in traffic. Then Oswald hails a taxi cab driven by a man named Mr. William Whaley. He tells Mr. Whaley, take me to the 500 block of North Beckley. But folks, who is Lee Harvey Oswald? Historians will tell you he's a nobody. He's a misfit. He's an outcast. But when you look at Oswald's life, what he really is, he's an atypical somebody. Oswald was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. He had 2 older brothers, and his father, he died 2 months before he was born. And his mom, absolutely horrible. She wanted to give all 3 boys away to an orphanage. But the orphanage wouldn't take Lee Harvey Oswald, but they did take the 2 older boys. So Oswald and his mother, they moved to New York City. And as Oswald becomes old enough to go to school, he becomes very disinterested. He skips school day after day, and those days turn into weeks. He spends most of his time down at the Bronx City Zoo, until one day, he's caught by a truant officer. Oswald tells this officer the reason he goes to the zoo so often is because he relates better to animals than he does people. He never learned to foster a real relationship. He trusted no one. Oswald never did graduate from school. He dropped out at 16, and at 17, he joins the United States Marine Corps, and this is where Oswald learns how to shoot a rifle. He earns the score of marksman. He does a tour in the South Pacific. He visits Japan and the Philippines. But just like school, he does not have a stellar career. He is essentially kicked out of the Marine Corps. He is given a less than honorable discharge. And this made Oswald very angry. He is so resentful of the Marine Corps and the United States government that what I'm about to tell you is what makes Lee Harvey Oswald a somebody. Oswald is virtually the only person to ever defect from a country of freedom and liberty to one of communism. Oswald defected from the United States to Soviet Russia. And while he is in Russia, he meets a woman named Marina and he marries her. And after a few years, they come back to America and they settle right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. In the spring of 1963, Oswald opens a magazine called American Rifle. He sees advertisements from Klein Sporting Goods out of Chicago, Illinois, and he orders 2 guns. The first is a Smith & Wesson 38 caliber revolver. Folks, that's a pistol. The other is a 6.5 millimeter Italian-made Carcano rifle with a scope. Now, Oswald does not use his real name when getting these guns. He uses an alias. He uses the name A. Heidel. Now, I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but in America, you cannot get guns like that today. But in 1963, you could send him a fake name and a money order, and you had weapons on your doorstep. Oswald then moved his family back to his birthplace in New Orleans, where he joins the Fair Play for Cuba Committee. He passes out flyers on a street corner, and he got arrested for disturbing the peace. Now, his wife, Marina, she said, "That's it. I've had enough of you." She leaves him, and she comes back to a suburb of Dallas called Irving. And folks, on October the 14th, 1963, Oswald rents a room from a rooming house on the street that we are on right now. PBS newsman Walter Cronkite, he interrupts television programming and he tells the world.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Look up here on the right, this hospital up here, this is Methodist Hospital. This comes into play on November 22nd, 1963. The Dallas police put out an all-points bulletin.
Attention all squad. The suspect in the shooting at Elman Gibson is reported to be an unknown white male, approximately 30, slender build, height 5 feet 10 inches, weight 165 pounds, reported to be armed with what is thought to be a 30 caliber rifle.
Folks, what that all-points bulletin means is all the outlying area police, they're coming downtown. So all these roads you see right here, they now start to have police cars roaring up and down them. Their sirens are blaring. That is the scene for the rest of the day. Now Oswald was in his taxi. He told Mr. Whaley, "Take me to the 500 block of North Beckley." Well, folks, that location is actually 5 blocks past where Oswald really wants to go. He doesn't want the taxi driver knowing where he's staying or how to find him again later. Oswald's taxi cab fare was 95 cents. He paid Mr. Whaley $1. He stepped out in front of that taxi and on foot, he backtracks right where they just drove past to his rooming house.
Oswald's rooming house is going to be the second house on the left after we get through this next light. There's 2 flagpoles in the front yard. I should be able to stop there for a few seconds for you to grab a quick photo. Otherwise, if you don't happen to get one and you wanted one, we will go by it again on the right side a little bit later. Got it?
Folks, that rooming house is coming up. Just at this next intersection, it will be on the left side of the trolley. The address is 1026. And this house looks exactly like it did.